UCL. A whole lot of games were played in the UCL, actually 2 games, and the 2 games produced 11 goals. 9 goals was scored in one. The other one, a whole lot of people are calling it alarm football, boring football, and the rest of that. I know Solomon is angry about some calls, but before we get to Arsenal, let's talk about the game between PSG and PSG and Bayern Munich. Solomon, what do you make of that particular game? The game between PSG and Bayern Munich.
Oh, it was complete beautiful football. I mean, I don't think anybody would ever doubt that. I don't think anybody would ever call that into question. It was beautiful. It was intense. The intensity was everything and more. It felt as though at one side you'd say, "Oh my God, Bayern are very good," and then before you blink your eyes, PSG have come again, and you say, "Oh my God, PSG are very good." It was end to end. It was brilliant. It was everything. However, and I did say this as well, it was horrendous defending. Horrendous. There was absolutely no way that should have happened in the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. Conceding 5 goals. Neuer did not make one save. Neuer did not make one save throughout the match. He did not make one. That's horrendous defending. In fact, if you check the player ratings, that's to tell you that you know that this is very, very terrible. The player ratings for the forward line was way better than what you'd ever have for the defenders. All of the defenders, all of them, for both teams, all of the defenders were terrible, all of them. And I did mention this last week. I said it last week that the defending is the problem. I said it last week. I said that Marquinhos and Pacho and Upamecano and Tar, they would not offer you what you need as centre backs to be able to stop the front line of both teams. And now look at how bad it was. You took out, I think, Afonso Davies. He was injured. I believe that's the reason why he was substituted. You took out Afonso Davies, and then you brought on a Lima. This calls to question the quality of some players. When you look at the players who you term as the best left backs in the world, for instance, you have the likes of Ricardo Calafiori. You want to question that? Ricardo Calafiori. You have the likes of what's it called now? Marcelo. Right? You have the likes of Nuno Mendes. When you Ashley Cole, when you mention these players, it is not just because they can defend, even though their defending can be questionable sometimes. It is also because of what they offer you up front.
Yeah, that's true.
That's very. Lima was, oh my goodness. I was in shock. I could not believe my eyes. And as I said, yes, the game was beautiful. I mean, I was watching it. Now, when you look at it, anybody of the 6 players up front could have been the player of the match.
Sure.
Anybody of the 6 players up front, they were just too brilliant. And they were just too brilliant, not necessarily because they are not good players. Of course, they are brilliant players. I mean, the statistics that they have generally speaks for themselves. But again, the defending. I beg to ask the question, if it were a final, let's say this is the final of the UEFA Champions League, would we have seen a 5-4 goal, a 9-goal thriller in the finals? Do we genuinely believe that we would have seen a 9-goal thriller in the final of the UEFA Champions League? Do you not think that the defending would have been better? Do you not think that they would have found a way to, ensure that the system works better for them to not consider?
But the 2 coaches are a die-hard fan of Highline.
Oh,
they are a die-hard fan of Highline. That's how they've been playing all these years. If you look at Company at Burnley, the same way he's playing with, yes, the quality of Bayern Munich is better than Burnley. The same way he played with Burnley is the same pattern. He has not changed a single thing. The same thing with Luis Enrique.
Exactly. And I was going to say that he's not going to change. I was going to say that he won't change. In the second leg, expect more goals. He won't change. He won't change. These guys will not change. Because they said it in their post-match conference. Both of them said it. They said they are going to play the same attack. It's going to be an all-attack game. So we're still going to, witness so many goals. However, I don't think it is the team that can score more that we win. I think it is the team that can defend better that we win. at the end of the day. I don't think PSG has won. We obviously can tell that this is not a game that has ended. I don't think PSG has won. I just think that it is the team that can concede less that will go through. Because if we look at the Bayern side, that Bayern side, only in the Bundesliga, they've scored over 113 goals. In the Bundesliga alone.
No.
In the come on.
They are breaking their own record.
In the Bundesliga alone, they've scored 113 goals. In the Bundesliga alone. So it means that Bayern team, they will come back. They will come back. And they are now playing at Alliance Arena. Oh. So as I said, expect more goals. But the team that concedes less in the second leg will be the one to qualify for the finals of the Champions League. Now, here's the thing. I genuinely believe that either one of them deserves to be in the final. That's the truth. Either one of them deserves to be in the final. The match, that first leg, it could have ended 6-4, it could have ended 5-5, it could have ended 7-5, it could have ended 6-6. That's how intense it was. The intensity, you sit down like this. I'm so sorry to take more time. You sit down like this, and you're shouting, Olise Kane. Before you know it, Kamaskela has given you one dribble upward. Dembele has given. Look at the chances that Olise missed. Look at the first chance that Dembele missed. You know very well that these guys are. It was just beautiful, right? It was complete. It was everything. But again, left to me, the defending was not it at all. Thank you.
Collins. You watched the game. And you saw exactly what happened in that particular game. What do you make of that? What do you make of that game?
Solomon has said it all. I remember saying it's a game that can give you a lot of goals, and it's also the same game that can give you a stalemate. But they choose to do the first one, give us a lot of goals. You understand? Both coaches are attack-minded. You understand? There is no when it comes to football philosophy. If you want to check the ratios of attacking to defending when it comes to these coaches, 80-20, 80% attacking, 20% defending. You understand? Because that's what they believe in. You watch Luis Enrique at Barcelona. You understand? And if you know Luis Enrique, you know the philosophy Luis Enrique had. You understand? Even before he lost his daughter, the kind of football he was playing, attack. So nobody should be surprised when you are seeing 5-4 scoreline. And company is young. This company's third season. You understand? This is the second season at the Bundesliga. You understand? And you can see that you want to follow this attack philosophy. Even at Burnley, he was using Burnley to be pressing for. He was using Burnley to be playing up of the back, be doing some kind of things I don't understand. It was a Burnley. The Burnley I know is long balls and the header. That's not Burnley. What was using Burnley to do? You think you're watching, but Burnley don't have that quality. You can see the philosophy right from then. You understand? And they gave him. They not carry that talent and put in Bayern Munich. You understand? And now he's showing us the results. You understand? So it was expected. The 9 goals through it was expected, and is there any defending? I don't think anything did any defending on Wednesday. What I was just seeing is attack. I don't even think the defenders played. You understand? I was just seeing. Like I said, the match was you just be. I grabbed popcorn that day, I said you grab popcorn and watch the match. So I grabbed popcorn and I enjoyed the match. The match was really fun, and I think Bayern will go through. Because as much as the two teams were attacking, a team has to be the better attacking side. And I think Bayern was the better attacking side, even at Parc des Princes. You understand? And now they are going to Allianz Arena to with just one goal. If it was still 5-2, you understand? That's when you can see maybe call them out. But this is 5-4. Bayern can score 2 goals in the first 15 minutes, and the second half they'll still add 3 more. That's how scary this Bayern side are. I'm not taking anything from PSG side, you understand? But I think Bayern will go through. It's just 1 goal deficit. 1 goal deficit to Bayern is like 3 goals for a normal team, you understand? So I think Bayern will go through, and I think Company will play in the final, you understand? And I also hope Bayern will go through. You understand? Not. I have nothing against PSG. PSG are brilliant and everything, but I prefer Bayern in the final.
Okay,
Thank you.
that's fantastic. Let's go to the second game. I mean, we saw what happened in the second game. Um, Arsenal and Atletico Madrid. It was a cagey affair. The two teams going at each other. I know Solomon is angry about the call of Eze. That should have been a penalty. Um, Solomon, what do you make of that particular game? You're an Arsenal fan. The calls in that game, do you think those calls are genuine?
I think the referee did his best. However, in the level that the competition is at the moment, and what is at stake, you can't afford such errors. You can't afford such errors because they alter the course of the game. That's the truth. They alter the course of the game. I'll give an example. The penalty that PSG had against Bayern, I don't think it's a penalty.
That's true.
I don't think it.
That's true.
The ball hits Alfonso Davies in his chest first. He hit him in his chest first. And maybe because I'm used to watching EPL, I know that would never be a penalty in the EPL. That would never have been a penalty in the EPL. The ball hit his chest first. And because the ball hit his chest first, it means that there was no way it was his hand he touched first. Now, there was a game Arsenal played. I think it was against Newcastle. It was definitely, I think it was against Newcastle. Gabriel's body had hit the ball first before his arm touched the ball. It was Gabriel. I remember very well that was Gabriel. That was never going to be a penalty, right? And when you see these things, you think that you have an understanding of the rules of football, and then all of a sudden in the UEFA Champions League, it's a different ball game entirely. Now, when you look at the match Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, you can also question the calls. You can question the calls, the second red card, the penalties that Bayern that Barcelona should have had, and you wonder what exactly constitutes a penalty in the UCL. What exactly constitutes a penalty in UCL? Because left to me, if you tell me that the contact on Eberechi Eze was not a penalty, I genuinely wonder what you're watching, because Eberechi Eze had the ball first. It was obvious that he had the ball first. Ankle straight. Is it not supposed to? If you make an attempt to kick the ball and you not kick the ball, then you hit somebody's leg in the penalty in the box 18. What exactly then makes for a penalty? Another thing is this referee gave the on-field decision as penalty. He gave the on-field penalty. You watched the VAR like 13 times. 13 times. And you still decided to change the time. It is baffling. It's baffling. I know. Yes, the thing. I do not expect that the created between Atletico and even if they play around football, don't be by the way, they would still not allow you. That's the philosophy of both. So what we saw in what's it called in Bayern PSG is all attack. What we are seeing, or what we would see in Arsenal Atletico, is all defense, which means that it is an attack versus defense. Those are the philosophy of both teams and both coaches, or all the four teams now, quite different. So you would not expect to see so many goals or so many chances created in a match like Arsenal Atletico Madrid, which is why the simple things, the fine margins, they would alter the course of the match. Imagine Arsenal had gone ahead at Wanda Metropolitano 2-1 in that type of match with all the things that the Atletico fans were doing and whatnot. What do you think happens to Arsenal? They sit back, defend, and take away the 2-1 to the Emirates Stadium, because now we have two very important matches coming back to back. If we had won against Atletico Madrid, we at least would ease off a bit against Fulham. Not necessarily ease off, but the pressure will not be too much when we face Atletico on Tuesday, because now we have to win against Fulham on Sunday, and we also have to win against Atletico on Tuesday. There's no middle ground. You have to win both matches.
True.
So left to me, I genuinely think that the referees could have done better in the match. The calls could have been better. There was nothing exactly that was, In fact, if you see when Trossard came on, come on, all the 50-50 balls were going to Atletico Madrid. And you wonder if maybe the referee was influenced by the crowd and by the noise and everything. No, to be honest, the calls against everything that went against Trossard was going against Arsenal. Trossard and Saka came on and everything was going, all the calls were going against Arsenal. And my own is when you call these things out. I'm a football fan. Yes, I'm an Arsenal fan, but I genuinely think that if you're a football fan, you should watch football for the love of it. Of course, there's the banter side. We do that. That's a normal thing. But when these things happen, don't turn it to people are making excuses or there's banter and all of those things because it will touch everybody. I said it on in my video. It will touch everybody. They did it in the EPL against Arsenal. Now that VAR is touching everybody now, people started complaining and now you are saying that it's an overall thing. It will touch everybody. Let's all call a spade a spade. If the decision is wrong, say that it is wrong. Don't try to make excuses for it, or don't try to say that this team is finding silly excuses not to have, why you say, why didn't you score more goals? Is that not a chance that I created to score? Why did you create more chances? Is that not a chance that I created to score? What are you saying? So when we talk about these things, call it out as well. Don't just sit there and banter the team because because it's just normal for you to do that. No, these things cannot stand. And in the second leg, hopefully, would get a better officiating, in the match. Yeah, thank you.
Collins, I know you don't want Arsenal to get to the Champions League final. I know you want them to be kicked out of the Champions League final. I know you don't want them to win the EPL. But for this Champions League game, do you think that trip in the 18 of Ebecheze, do you think it was not a penalty? Do you think the cause, and like Solomon said, if you look at the first game, the Bayern Munich PSG game, the penalty for Bayern Munich, there is no way that is ever a penalty. I don't know what VAR showed the ref. If VAR showed the angles that all of us saw, all of us watching from home saw, I don't think that would have been a penalty. Now go to the second game. The infringement on Eze in the 18, do you think it's a soft touch and it's not a penalty? Eze was, pretending. You're muted.
Okay, thank you for that. The first, the Dembele penalty, that was not a penalty. Like anywhere, that was not a penalty. But Hanko, because Hanko was the one that did the touch. And that Hanko is a very stupid guy. He caused the first penalty. He still wants to cause the second penalty. You understand that? But the second penalty, it was not a penalty. It was not a penalty.
Okay. How? Give us
there was minimal contact. There was, what are we, was it not? You cannot compare both this thing now. You cannot compare both situations at all. But I feel like Solomon spent the entirety of his session talking about a penalty that was never a penalty, and he left the main issue out of the whole thing.
What's the main issue?
Arsenal were horrendous.
How?
No, but
How was Arsenal horrendous?
First of all, we just finished watching here. We want to talk about how the defense is poor, but a good defense, we do nothing against a good attack. You understand? You see the likes of Lionel Messi, you see the likes of Prime Neymar, you see the likes of Prime Hazard. I don't want to know how good you are as a defender. You are getting destroyed by them.
That's not true.
You understand? Okay. You can differ later, but let me just go on. That is a good defense. We do nothing against good attackers. You understand? Especially when the entire front line are good. You understand? We just saw PSG Bayern. The highest rated players are the attackers. We now saw Atletico Madrid and Arsenal. The highest rated player in Atletico Madrid was an attacker. The highest rated player in Arsenal was the goalkeeper.
Well,
is that normal anywhere?
Ryan made the whole lot of saves.
That is not normal anywhere. I don't want to know. When you're not a terrorist organization, why would you be defending so much to the extent that Atletico Madrid Diego Simon and his boys. Diego Simon is the face of terrorist football. Diego Simon is denominating you. You are sitting back. Arsenal
Why
did not
in
create a
every
single.
game why in every game is it okay for you to accept that Diego Simeone can defend and Mikel Arteta cannot defend? Why can you
Don't get me
expect
wrong.
it?
Don't get me wrong.
That's what you
Don't
said.
get me
That's
wrong.
what you just
Don't
implied.
get me wrong.
That's exactly what you just implied. That's exactly what you just implied.
Nothing. I don't. I have nothing. I have nothing against Arteta and his defending horrific. I don't see. Let me tell you, when it comes to, I have a rule when it comes to defending. You understand? Arsenal overdid it. Arsenal did not. Did you see the second half? Yeah, I know that Arsenal had a goal to defend, but will you? Arsenal did not play anything in the second half. They didn't have a chance in the second half. Atletico Madrid. I didn't know why Atletico Madrid didn't win
That's
that game.
true. If you come to the
That
shot on
second half,
target, if you come to the shot on target, Atletico had more than Arsenal.
exactly. This is something we watch with our eyes. Second
They
half,
had
I'm not sure
scored a
Arsenal had a
goal.
chance.
The momentum was obviously going to shift towards them.
Okay, so
We are just
that means you will
we are
defend.
just taking out Odegaard, and it meant that there was no going to be a press. When you when you watch football, what's this
No, no,
thing?
no, 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 no.
We are
Let me tell
taking
you
out
something.
Odegaard, and it
That's
meant that
the
there was not
reason.
going to be press.
That's the reason.
Wait, we are taking out Odegaard. It meant that there was not going to be press. When you watch,
Okay.
I know you watch a lot of African football. You watch a lot of American
Odegaard is not the reason. This is something that you guys do every time. Sitting back is your blueprint. Sitting back has always been Arsenal's
I
way
was
of
reading.
football.
What exactly was I supposed to do? But then again, they
Well,
eventually
that
got a
didn't work
penalty.
out. That didn't work out.
Wait. They eventually got a penalty. They are at Wanda Metropolitano, one of the noisiest stadiums in the world. What exactly do you think Arsenal was going to do? The momentum had already tilted towards them.
This is the same team you beat 4-0 in the same Champions League. Like flawless
At
victory.
Emirates Stadium.
You don't no, don't do Emirates Stadium because this Wanda Metropolitano, we've seen teams beat them there. Like
Which team
there's nothing special this season. I think Barcelona beat them there this season. Come on, Barcelona beat them this season there. The 4-0 was at this thing. Barcelona beat them there before.
How many did Barcelona beat them?
I don't know, but Barcelona beat them.
When you say these things, how many did Barcelona score? Come on now.
Wait, let me get something straight. Are you proud that you scored one goal? Okay, are you saying that the 1-1 result you are okay with it and you are proud of it? Is that why you're asking me how many did Barcelona beat them?
Have I said that?
No, he didn't say that.
I mean, that's what you're implying.
If now, yes.
All I'm saying,
do you think that 1-1 will not take going back to Emirates Stadium?
No, the one I feel like the 1-1 is a poor result for both teams because right now it's looking like stadium doesn't matter. Like any stadium you can do anything at any right now. With what I saw on Thursday on Wednesday rather, you understand? I feel like you have a game against Fulham, a very important game. You understand? This is a game of pick your poison now. You
We're not
understand?
picking any poison. We're winning both.
I'm telling you, Jesus Christ, you are winning both.
We are winning both.
Wow.
Now, we are not traveling for both matches.
No, it doesn't. I'm not saying you are traveling. That's the thing. You are playing both at you're playing both at the Emirates Stadium. You understand? But I'm telling you for a fact that this is a case of pick your poison. You understand?
We're not picking any poison.
You are winning both. I don't think you guys have the mental capacity.
I don't think you have the right
to do both matches. I really don't think.
A team that nowhere near the UEFA Champions.
We are in the final. You're not in the final. We are in the final. You're not in the final. I don't understand. FACup and the competition you are in, we won it before. We have two UCLs. You don't have any UCL. I don't know. You don't have what? Do you have a Champions League trophy? The competition you are currently playing in, fighting your lives to go to the final. We have two of that. Hello.
You got fighting for your life to enter into that competition.
God forbid. We would rather fight for our lives to go to the Conference League because we're tired of the Champions League. We've won it enough. You understand? We've won it enough. We have two. Arsenal don't have anything.
Enzo
But
Fernandez, you tell me that he wants to play at the conference league. Enzo Fernandez said he wants to play at the conference league.
well, that's Enzo. Enzo's choice is a personal choice. Enzo is not Chelsea. You understand? Enzo is not. Enzo doesn't represent Chelsea Football
Chelsea
Club.
fans, oh,
And
EPL. It will be fine. EPL.
Okay, let's quickly do EPL before time runs out. Um, Arsenal plays against you know Arsenal plays against Fulham. I mean, Solomon, what are you expecting in that game?
I do not expect any other thing. I have personally, in my mind, I know very well that I don't expect us to play beautiful football. I'm not expecting it. I'm genuinely not expecting it. I'm not expecting us to, go all the way, have so many attacks and whatnot. However, I just want us to win. That's what I expect. Now, if it were the Fulham side of maybe like 7, 8, 9, 10 matches ago, I would have been scared. But recently, Fulham are not at their very best either. Fulham are not at their very best either. As I said, if it were the Fulham of 10 matches ago, 12 matches ago, I would have been scared. Harry Wilson, Iwobi, Chukwueze, they have like players that can hurt you. Do you understand? But they are not at their very best at the moment. And I think that Arsenal has the quality that can get it over the line. Now, this match is very, very important for us because when we win our match against Fulham, we will not play again until Man City have played 2 matches. So it's very, very important that we win this match. Very, very important that we win this match. And as I said, it is not the same Fulham of 10, 15 matches ago that we're playing. So I think that Arsenal, even if it's a 1-0, we'll take it. We'll get over the line. However, I am hoping and praying that we score more goals because of obvious reasons, right? Even though I don't know how that is going to happen, but a win is what I would take.
Okay, that's fantastic. Collins, what do you make of the Arsenal Fulham game?
I expect nothing less than a win for Arsenal. If they don't
Wow,
win,
I'm shocked.
yeah, it's what I expect. It's what I expect. It's not what I think will happen. You understand? So that's what I expect. I expect Arsenal to win the match, but I don't think that will happen. You understand? I think they will drop points to either Fulham or Atletico Madrid. You understand? And if they win both, wow, that's good. They will meet Bayern in the final. But if
We win the EPL and UCL.
you win the EPL, oh yeah, now no, now you go there. No worry. You think Man City will just sit down and be looking at you put to be anyhow, sha. Like I said, now you go there. Even if you avoid Fulham, they are still actually you guys have the weakest fixtures. So good luck. If you win Fulham, that's good. And if you win Atletico Madrid, that's fantastic. You understand? There are still a whole lot of matches to be played before you can get to the final destination. So it's a match at a time. But I expect them to win Fulham. I expect Ateta to rally his boys and produce a result at the Emirates Stadium. And a draw is a bad result at this point. A draw is a bad result. A draw is a bad result, and they know that. So they will try to score early, like they always do, and defend. You understand? But if by the second half Arsenal have not scored, I think we should. It's over. You understand? Arsenal is a team that scores early and tries to hold on to the lead. You understand? I think that's what they will do and win. But I hope
Okay,
that's not what will happen. Thank you.
okay, that's fantastic. Thanks so much, guys. It's always amazing, having you guys on. Anytime we are trying to have fun, time usually fly by. Thank you so much, Solomon, and thank you so much, Collins. Maybe by Monday, maybe Collins will be able to gloat that Arsenal has dropped point again, or maybe
My
Arsenal will
pleasure.
be
My
leading
pleasure.
with 6 points. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Have a wonderful
Thank
weekend.
you.